Gemini, your June 2025 forecast begins with your ruler Mercury very closely positioned to the Sun. If you recall, as last month came to a close, there was a Mercury cazimi. With Mercury travelling forwards, this superior conjunction gives you a chance to showcase your individual ideas and talents. And because of the connection they share with the Moon and Mars in the prideful Leo, the chances are you can express those ideas with conviction, enthusiasm and assertion. Also, the link between Saturn and Neptune in your sector of friendship and their angle back to Pluto in the part of your chart to do with expanding your awareness suggests that new players can be entering your circle. This could be professionally. It may be through things like travel, publishing, higher education. It's possibly going to be more socially. But if there is someone in your world at the moment who isn't quite in tune with some of the things that's important to you, I feel that Venus moving into your 12th house on the 6th could be an important time, particularly in the week following then. You may become much more conscious of where you're not quite meshing, especially if you feel that someone's not quite as sincere as they could be. Alternatively, Gemini, you may find that someone from your past gets in touch, and there could be a romantic dimension to this. Yes, it could be an old flame. Now, if it was passionate between you in the past, it could be passionate again now. But you just need to ask yourself, do you truly want this diversion? Because the start of this month is a chance for you to really totally focus on what's important to you as an individual. However, Mercury moving, your ruler, on the 8th, just as it forges a link to Jupiter. Jupiter's been with you over the last year, but has been challenged for much of that time by the rather restrictive energies of Saturn. And for sure, when Mercury and Jupiter come into the conjunction on the 8th, they both by the 9th have moved forwards. But that could see some kind of breakthrough financially that you've been working towards over that last 12 months, but have found somewhat frustratingly just out of reach. Jupiter moving into Cancer is where it is exalted. This is where you can convert your imagination and creativity into something more tangible. The trick with Jupiter always is to keep a little bit of a foot on the ground. If our expectations are too high, we can end up being disappointed. And I think what Saturn's saying, particularly when the square between them is exact on the 15th, and that will be the third time that that's happened over the last year, it's just saying to you, yes, be very hopeful about resources and improving your situation in this regard, but don't go against what really works for you in terms of your values, because you could end up feeling somewhat compromised. The full moon on the 11th may see someone challenge some of the things that you've been doing recently. Maybe it's someone close to you could feel that you've been too preoccupied. Now, sometimes in life, we have to be very single-minded. And particularly since Mars re-entered the sign of Leo on the 18th of April, you've had an opportunity to be very much more on the front foot when it comes to expressing your ideas. It could be a great opportunity on the 17th when Mars moves into the sign of Virgo, just to pause a little bit and think about those ideas and how they're shaping up. You may switch your focus in some ways through the 6th of August in catching up on some home-based tasks, perhaps some do-it-yourself jobs that are being put off. If you have wanted to improve your abode or move altogether, your desire to achieve those goals is certainly going to increase during that time. The 21st sees the summer solstice, always a critical point in the astrological calendar. This is when the Sun moves into Cancer and we usher in Cardinal quadrant 2. Over the next 13 weeks, building up the foundations in your world is going to be a theme, and particularly over the next 4 weeks. But once again, if you are networking with new people, don't necessarily assume that the collaboration and cooperation you want will necessarily give you an instant financial return. There may be some compromises to be struck. However, if you are looking for an outright stroke of financial fortune, the 24th could give it to you, with the Sun forging one of its most prestigious links of the year with Jupiter, a conjunction. The new moon on the 25th also gives you the chance to set your intentions to improve your sense of self-worth. Look at the things you value. If you're someone who really appreciates home cooking and also growing foods, that could be a time when you really enjoy the labours of earlier in the year. But the 26th does see Mercury switch into Leo, where Mars vacated on the 17th. And that also is going to give you a desire to get your message out there. But you could encounter someone at the end of the month who sees things in a very different way to you. And that could set up a situation where if you, either one of you, are a little reluctant to flex and compromise, there could be something of a stubborn standoff. But on the other side of the coin, if you're really feeling inspired by something, Mercury in Leo will give you the extra confidence to pump that message out there with vigour and conviction. Year 2025 is absolutely speeding by, and back by popular demand is my very unique personal horoscope offer. You can order your year 2026 forecast now, but also get the rest of year 2025 free. Also, my special package, which is totally unique to each person it's produced for, you'll get your life roadmap report. This is the most important document any of us can ever read, because this helps to give us searing insights into the patterns that are played out in our lives so far, but importantly, how to work with that energy future forwards in a much more effective way. The forecast helps you to time your moves to the best advantage. Please see the link below for more.